Benelli says that it sees heavy potential in the 250 to 500cc motorcycle segment in India. And the brand's current lineup also holds true to that statement. It has the Imperiale 400, the Leoncino 500 and the TRK 502 range that cater to different masses. And it recently introduced a cruiser to the mix in the form of the 502C. And since Benelli handed us over the motorcycle to sample for a couple of days, we rode the 502C extensively in and around the city and also added a few kilometers to the Odo, riding it out on the open highway. So stay tuned till the end of the video as we tell you every little detail about the 502C and if it is worth spending the rupees 5 lakh price tag that it comes with. I know what you must be thinking looking at the 502C because it came to my mind as well when I first laid eyes on the motorcycle, and that is the undeniable similarity to the Ducati Diavel in more ways than one. But then again, that also means that the 502C grabs attention effortlessly wherever it goes. The shape of the LED headlamp is the biggest giveaway to the styling reference. Then there's the large 21-litre fuel tank that makes up for more than half of the 502C's bodywork. It also gets a cantilever seat design that sacrifices space for the pillion for an aesthetic-looking rear end. And speaking of aesthetics, the LED turn signals that are fitted vertically on the tyre-mounted number plate holder look neat, and so does the split tail lamp setup. When it comes to quality, the Benelli 502C is well built for the most part, with no panel gaps or ill-fitted components to be found. However, the switchgear looks and feels cheap and could do with better quality. Now the 502C's bodywork sits on a tubular trellis frame that is completely different than the one on the Leoncino 500. In fact, the 502C is longer and lower than the Leoncino and even offers a low seat height of 750 mm. So, getting on and off the motorcycle shouldn't be a worry for short riders, nor is being able to plant both your feet on the ground. Now with a curb weight of 216 kilos, the 502C is a bulky motorcycle, and the lack of a grab rail also means that pulling it around isn't an easy task. However, moving it around one-seated is quite manageable. Now, the Benelli promises to offer a relaxed cruiser-like riding position with wide handlebars and forward-set controls. While the bars feel nice to hold on to, what I didn't really appreciate is the shape of the fuel tank. The upper edge of the tank offers little knee support and would surely inconvenience tall riders. That said, the seat is plush at first and locks you in the riding position, but can feel firm after riding for a long distance. As for the ride quality, Benelli needs to work on the 502C's stiff suspension setup. Since the rider sits right above the monoshock, every bit of feedback is transferred to the lower back. While it is acceptable at speeds of up to 30 km per hour, any faster than that and the experience turns extremely unpleasant. The front end with the 50 mm inverted forks is also stiff, sending shocks to the handlebar. All is not lost though, thanks to the 502C's 498cc parallel twin engine. And because this is a Benelli, it undoubtedly sounds great. Let me crank it up for you. How did you like the sound? Let us know in the comments below. The engine is the same as the one on the Leoncino 500 and TRK 502, although with a slightly different tune. It offers 46.8 bhp and 46 Nm of torque in a linear and predictable manner all through the rev range. It feels smooth and refined with only a few vibes coming in at higher revs on the handlebar. Moreover, the 502C's motor is also extremely tractable and can trot as slow as 40 km/h in higher gears, making it quite forgiving to ride in the city. However, it does require a couple of downshift to overtake swiftly. And even though the 502C's output figures are decent, due to its heft, it feels a bit sluggish when you twist the throttle. Apart from the wide handlebars posing a problem when filtering through small gaps, the 502C feels agile through traffic, and out on the highway it can cruise at around 140 kmph and push past that mark after some coaxing. Did I mention that howling induction roar? Oh, it's immensely addictive. But with the wind deflecting off the headlamp and smacking me right in the face, the need for a windscreen was felt almost immediately. Chance on some twisties and the 502C feels sportier, switching sides almost instantly. Add the smooth throttle response and the slick shifting gearbox, and the whole package becomes a delight. Even the brakes on the 502C are decent. At 280 mm, the front discs are smaller than the ones on the Leoncino, but they offer good bite and progression. The list of features offered on the Benelli 502C aren't extensive, but better than what the Kawasaki Vulcan S has to offer. So, it gets a fully digital display that shows all essential information and has dashes of color on the red line and fuel gauge. There also is the full LED lighting, dual channel ABS, a slipper clutch that is the first for Benelli. As for the backrest and engine guard that you see here, these are offered as optional accessories. To sum things up, the Benelli 502C is a treat to ride in the city, thanks to its agility and tractable nature of the engine. This motor is also easy to use and friendly enough for someone upgrading from 200 to 250cc motorcycles. Not to forget that raspy induction roar and a styling that is guaranteed to turn heads. Moreover, its biggest USP is the Rs 4.98 lakh price tag that makes it a lakh cheaper than the Kawasaki Vulcan S that is priced at Rs 6.10 lakh. Now it may seem like the Benelli 502C is a jack of all trades, but as they say, a jack of all trades can be a master of none. And that is exactly the case with the 502C. It would be a much better motorcycle to ride with improvements to its suspension and ride quality. And since it is a cruiser, we'd also love to see it with a windscreen and a more plusher seat to improve the high speed and long distance ride experience.